Paris on Politics from Fox 32 Chicago.
Some opening shot thoughts. Governor Pritzker and Illinois legislators just put a giant new weight on the back of Chicago taxpayers. Last Friday, when nobody was looking, they added $11 billion to the tab with one swift stroke of the pen. The governor signed a controversial measure that boosts pensions for Tier 2 police and fire personnel with absolutely no way to pay for it. Passed in the waning days of the Illinois legislative session with almost no fanfare and will add an extra $60 million to Chicago's billion-dollar deficit next year. Now, Pritzker says it just brings Chicago's police and fire in line with other municipalities, but objectively, the city can't afford it. By 2055, the tab will be $750 million per year just for this. Governor Pritzker, who no doubt can do the math, gave this explanation for failing to veto the measure.
The mayor never once called me, or as far as I know, any legislators to oppose that bill or to ask for any changes in that bill. And, you know, when a municipality that's affected by some piece of legislation doesn't speak up about it, opposing it, then how can people know that the mayor opposes it?
Except the mayor's budget director, Jill Jaworski, did testify in Springfield before lawmakers about the damage it would do to city finances. And if the governor was looking for voices speaking out against it, he could have listened to his own state comptroller, a fellow Chicagoan who warned this could actually ruin those pension systems.
When we take what is already a woefully underfunded pension system at 25% funding and do this, which really truly is unaffordable right now, and take it from a 25%, worse than the nation funding level, to an 18% funding level, what that means realistically, if we want to be truthful with people, is that it might go completely insolvent. I don't know how you recover from an 18% funding level.
Or he could have listened to the warnings of Joe Ferguson, president of the nonpartisan watchdog Civic Federation.
This is adding to the city's burden at literally the worst possible time.
So the damage is done, and it might have just opened up Pandora's box. What's to stop other public employee unions from coming to the table and demanding something similar? The entire point of Tier 2 was to find a constitutional way to save the pension systems from going belly up. And if they do now, what then? The city, by law, cannot declare bankruptcy. The only place to turn, you guessed it, higher taxes. $11 billion worth. $11 billion that won't go to violence reduction, by the way, repairing city streets, or any other services that could improve the lives of Chicagoans.
Coming up on Paris on Politics.
Indiana Democrats on the chopping block. Vice President J.D. Vance pushes Republicans there to follow Texas and gerrymander midterm. It's suburban Chicago's turn to pay higher rates. Residents sound off on NICOR's massive proposed gas increases. And puppy peril, what Chicago alders plan to do about the overcrowding at animal care and control as officials there sound the alarm.
This is Paris on Politics from Fox 32 Chicago.
Welcome to Paris on Politics. Texas Republicans are upping the ante today on the missing Democrats. A U.S. senator says the FBI now is going to get involved in finding the lawmakers that are hiding out here in Chicago and elsewhere to block a controversial remap vote there. But can the FBI actually take action?
This is a lot of grandstanding by the Trump administration, by John Cornyn, by Governor Abbott.
Governor Pritzker dismissing today's threats as a lot of hot air on the part of politicians trying to appeal to the MAGA base. This morning, Texas Republican Senator John Cornyn issued a press release saying, quote, "I am proud to announce that Director Kash Patel has approved my request for the FBI to assist state and local law enforcement in locating runaway Texas House Democrats."
All that he has said, Cornyn, is that the FBI has been authorized to locate the Texas House Democrats. Nothing more. And you know why? Because there is no federal law that allows them to arrest Texas Democrats who are here visiting the state of Illinois.
The coalition of Texas Democrats is on day 5 of its exile in Illinois. Thus far, they've successfully thwarted the legislature's attempt to move forward on a controversial remap proposal that could net Republicans 5 additional seats in Congress by the time the midterm elections come around. Cornyn himself is locked in a bitter primary re-election battle with Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, who has vowed to, quote, hunt down the missing Democrats. Governor Pritzker says it amounts to little more than a political witch hunt.
I welcome the FBI coming to the state. I hope they take in the state fair. I hope they go see the beauty of Lake Michigan. Yeah, adventure awaits.
Certainly has been an adventure, and joining us now is Texas State Representative Gina Hinojosa, a Democrat from Austin who is part of the delegation here in Chicago. Representative, thanks for joining us. Is it your understanding that the FBI can legally take any action here?
No, in the United States of America, we do not surveil our political opponents. This is acting outside the bounds of the law. It is lawlessness, and it is a repeated pattern of what we are hearing from Trump, what we are hearing from Texas Republicans.
And in some of those things you've heard from Texas Governor Greg Abbott and the Attorney General Ken Paxton is they're going to vacate your jobs. They're going to, obviously, you're being fined $500 a day. Where do all those threats stand right now? Will there be action taken on some of that?
More lawlessness. Remember, we have civil warrants for our arrest. We did not violate any criminal laws. We have broken quorum, which means we denied our presence, and so they don't have 100 members on the floor of the Texas House to proceed with the bill. Texas legislators have been breaking quorum for 150 years. It is a tool in our legislative toolbox. We are one of 4 states nationwide with the ability to do this. It is constitutionally in our Texas Constitution laid out. So, no, this is all outside the bounds of the law, and it really, the fact that they are threatening to put the FBI on us to surveil us should alarm every freedom-loving American.
So it sounds like it hasn't changed your stance here, that you are going to hold out, and you would have to hold out until the end of the year, basically, to stonewall this issue so that those maps don't make it in time for the midterms. Are you prepared to hold out that long?
Let me say this. We broke quorum before in 2021. And the lesson learned there is you fight to win for the day. We could not have known that our quorum break then would be so wildly successful and Republicans would gut their own anti-voter bill and remove the most egregious provisions that had inspired our quorum break to begin with, because all the attention shamed them into removing those parts of the bill. Same here. That's the lesson from 2021. We fight to win today. There is an Ann Richards saying, our former wonderful governor, it went like this: the here and now is all we have, and if we play it right, it's all we need. We take it day by day.
So it's a day-by-day situation. The Attorney General has mentioned investigating where some of the funding is coming from to help pay those fines, to help pay some of the logistical costs. $500 a day, that's going to add up to a lot of money. How is all that being paid for?
Well, it's being paid for by our Democratic caucus, but it is rich for the Attorney General in Texas, the most corrupt Attorney General in the entire history of our state, to allege corruption for simple fundraising during this quorum break.
And we should note that he is running for Senate, and he has had problems. He was impeached for his corruption, and he survived that. All right, Representative Hinojosa from Texas here in Illinois with us. Well, at least hope you're enjoying the humid and hot weather here this summer. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And now Indiana is joining the fray. Today, Vice President J.D. Vance flew to the state capital, Indianapolis, to meet with Republican Governor Mike Braun about redistricting the state's 2 congressional Democrats out of their jobs in an attempt to gain more seats in the 2026 midterms, just like Texas. And joining us now is Indiana State Representative Carolyn Jackson, who is a Democrat from right here over the border in Hammond, Indiana. Thanks for joining us, Representative Jackson. So you're fresh off of protesting in the Capitol down there today. What is your understanding of what happened in that meeting with the Vice President and the Governor?
My understanding is that the Vice President came here to bully the Governor into having a redistricting, another redistricting,
And
because it looks like to me that the president knows that he is not, that people don't like what he's doing. They know that their health care has been cut. They know all kinds of tariffs are being placed on them. And these are responsibilities that these families are going to have to pay for: health care, food, etc. So he sent Vice President Vice President Vance here to carry his water to bully our governor into having a redistricting. That way he can get those two Democrat congressmen out, because he needs at least 5 additional congressmen in order to get all his little dirty work he wants to get done taken care of. So that's my feelings about it.
And Governor Braun, do you believe that he'll call a special session then to do, as you say, the bidding of the president?
You know, I do. I believe he will call it. And the reason why I believe it is because I look at the things that have happened in the last session. And he has gone along with a lot of things that he could have changed. He could have made a difference in, and he did not.
And let me ask
you. It's like what?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. It's like whatever he can do to appease President Trump, he's 100% in doing that.
And let me ask you, you see what Texas Democrats have done. Are Indiana Democrats prepared to do something similar to try and stop that?
You know, I feel like the Democrats are, because you know what? We took an oath that we would uphold democracy. We each one of us in the state house represents anywhere from 67,000 to 120,000 Hoosiers. We hear what they're going through. We receive the phone calls. We know that they are suffering Medicaid cuts, and the list goes on. So yes, we took an oath to do what is right, what is just, and what is fair, and that's what we will do.
All right, State Representative Carolyn Jackson from right over here in Hammond, Indiana. Thanks for being with us. We should mention we did invite the Republican caucus. We did not hear back from them, but we do appreciate you joining us, and we will keep following this. Thanks again.
Thank you.
And when we come back, suburbanites paying higher rates for their gas. Why and what can they do about it? Stay tuned.